Welcome to the Adam Friedland Show. Today is May 31st, 2024. It's crazy. 20s. The crazy 20s.
The 2020s.
Yeah, the 2020s. Time really just flies by.
We're almost at the end of it.
Of time?
Well,
yeah.
Well, at the end of our time.
I guess it's like if it's funny because it's like if the world collapsed, because it feels like it might, but it always feels that way. It always feels like something. But if this time it does happen, because there's a lot of things, and normally I wouldn't engage in this, but we got you on here, so we'll talk. We'll declare things about the world.
Well, you must.
We're losing. So Russia's going to win Ukraine.
We are losing.
Russia's going to win Ukraine. We're pretending now that he's offering the ceasefire because he's weak. It's like, no, he's just going to take, he's going to cause.
Yeah, they've won. They've kind of already
won. This is a favor to us, and now he's allowing us to save face by saying, like, oh, well, Putin's weak. That's why he's offering a ceasefire where we freeze the lines where
he's
they are.
He's weak because we took McDonald's away.
Yeah, right. We carved out,
we took Burger King out.
He's bitten off a lot of Ukraine. He'll probably invade Poland at some point, and he wins. But then the big thing is, like, Bashar al-Assad is now like he's like people see him at the same level that they have disdain for Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He's not like the media, everybody, the Western world failed to sell Assad that's just Russia's guy.
Yeah.
And the regime change failed, and you never hear anybody talk about that, but like that's the biggest thing in the Middle East is Russia won that one.
They won.
They won the Middle East.
They've been racking up wins, but we've been getting better at the marketing of losses.
Right.
So that's what we've been doing. We've kind of been like, no, it's actually, it's a stalemate. We call things a stalemate all the time. And it's a stalemate. It's really not a stalemate.
The other secret war, also probably Russia behind it, is they've used gay African people to take over international law. So now that's all they control it.
And by the way, smart. This was the smartest thing they could have done.
Right. So there's a cannon filled with bananas pointed at Netanyahu right now that was designed by Putin secretly 12 years ago. But no, I think that Trump got convicted just so we can save face when Netanyahu is arrested by the ICC. But you can say, well, he's kind of like, we put Trump in jail. He's there. Trump. Everybody gets arrested. They get arrested. That is not indicative.
We get arrested.
That is not indicative. It
doesn't mean anything.
It's just fine. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't mean anything. People have strong feelings about people, so they have to arrest them.
I guess that's all to say. It's like, because it feels like, because you've had, in the last 5 years, you've had a lot of success. You're doing, you're on.
Doing okay, sure.
And a lot of people in our social circle are.
Yes.
And when things collapse, are you guys just going to turn into like Gloria Swanson, basically, just like kind of these silent film?
Here's what I will say.
Because our podcast,
outside of me, no one in our social circle knows who that is. So
I just
ask that question.
I imagine Shane in a mansion with just like a heavy makeup, and a beauty mark, and the little like breast cancer set. And,
I mean, that's the hope.
And he's like, I'm still big. It's the pictures that got small. And nobody's listening to podcasts anymore. But he still has all of his Bud Light millions.
I hope at that point I'm in Brighton Beach.
I invested in beer. I made all my money in beer. Back in the day, I was the biggest in the world of stand-up comedy and podcasting, and the entertainment then is reading the Quran, I would imagine. Is when we have no choice but to embrace
be like
Sharia
living
law.
as kind of like an exiled oligarch in Brighton Beach at that point, just kind of eating fried fish, sitting down by the pier, and then just like being that guy that when you get near him, he just starts going.
My career track, what I want is I kind of want to take the Jerry Lewis route.
Yeah.
So here I'm just laughing stock, racist, buffoon, comedian, makes garbage, pretends to be a mentally disabled person for cheap laughs.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what for, but after this, I want to go be revered by the French. And I don't know if that's maybe just being Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, and by the way, it would be incredibly easy for you.
I could just go over there and be an anti-Semitic version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, do very much similar what you do now with a little style, like a little more stylistic.
The anti-Semitic mime, I guess, is what I'll be. And then they'll be like, oh, this is the greatest art we have ever seen. Here's an artist.
Yeah, no, you have to be like kind of like an anti-Semitic, like Harlequin clown.
Yeah, right.
And just sneak it in.
Yeah. It's funny because people don't realize like JFL had this reputation of being like the premier comedy festival.
Yeah.
But a good 50 to 60% of JFL was just that. It was like mimes and clowns. It was francophone clowns.
It was like Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, right. Doing tightrope stuff, and they blew all this money on all this French bullshit.
And then 10% of it was like us.
Right. Is somehow they would trick comedians, American comedians, into coming there for no pay.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they never mixed. Those two sides of JFL never mixed. It was always very segregated.
Right.
Like there was never like a clown bringing up Bobby Kelly.
They should have done that.
They should have done. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Just a high wire act.
And then fucking Bobby comes out. Just right. Yeah. Bobby trying to talk that guy backstage. He's like, what's your fucking problem? J'en peux le couper pour qu'on va waka. Ne peux pas wampo. Just smell. You can see stink lines coming off of him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No shoes on. He's got hobbit feet.
How do they live? Do they live as circus, as like a...
What, the French Canadian peasants?
Yeah, like how do they live? Do they live as a troupe?
Yeah, I saw a lady in Montreal walking a pig when I was there.
Because you'll see them on the streets walking around. You go, do you all live in it communally?
Yeah.
I imagine they must.
Yeah, I think so.
They don't have like there's no version of that guy who's like touring a house and going, let's buy this and live.
It's like they have like hostels.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of...
Yeah, because I think it would be...
It's the way circus is. It's just what it is.
It's expensive there, right?
It's very expensive.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the timer here that tells me when we have to do our ad reads, but I'm... Oh, okay. You can just shout it out then. I get... what's that? Just shout at me because I switched to the Snoopy watch face and it makes it very difficult to use the Apple Watch for anything other than looking at Snoopy doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that so that's the Apple Watch?
This is the last expensive thing I'll be able to purchase before the fall.
Yeah. So I want one because it now tells you like when you're dying. It gives you like an update. They've always
had that. They
have like that feature that tells you like when it's over.
Yeah, they keep adding more
stuff. Like there's more health stuff. I go, who needs...
It can diagnose AFib, which seems like too severe of a medical issue. But maybe we start off with tell me if I have a cold.
Right.
Like I don't know if you want me to be
arterial fibrillation.
I don't know if I want Snoopy telling me I'm dying of congestive
heart failure. Well, it's also a lot of us are almost dying. Not a lot of us, but I'll say a lot of people in our group are probably almost dying a lot. Mm-hmm. So why would we need to know all the time?
It's so funny because like comedians embrace being unhealthy. You spend your entire 20s being like, I'm killing myself.
Yeah.
And then if you manage to get like find success in your 30s or 40s,
then you want to live.
And then they're like, I want to live. And then
too late.
They're like, should I go to the dentist? And it's like, you have $800 million.
Yeah.
Get a robot body.
Well, that's the next step.
Yeah.
Is to get a robot body.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real, when you talk about the fall, where are we going to end up? It's not so much we'll be locked alone in mansions. We'll all just have robot bodies.
Yeah.
And we'll just, come out on a tour.
I still think it's going to be a Gloria Swanson thing.
Yeah. Just locked up.
I see, just in a mansion. Dead monkey in a cradle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screaming at the people that have come up.
Yeah. What's going to be the next? Who's going to in 10 years? What's going to be the thing? Because something's got to replace all this. It's got to get stale. The economy. Now that like the podcast guys, the guys that operated on the fringe, and then they built up fan bases. They're now being ingested into the mainstream, right?
Yeah.
It's like once that ends, what's the next route up?
Good question.
Funny answers only.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Violence?
Well, violence. I was going to say French Canadian street performers.
Yeah, there's always that.
Yeah.
But I mean, violence, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
it's going to be guys sitting around the cellar being like, yeah, I got my doo-doo juggling act going.
Yeah.
I'm out on the street juggling doo-doo. I smell like shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think this might be the move.
Well, isn't everything a circle?
For all those French
Won't it
guys.
go back to what it was? And I don't know what it was.
Silent films.
Something like that.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it'll be silent film.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I made a silent film.
Did you really?
Yeah. It was a ballet. It was silence.
Okay.
It was scored. There was no dialogue in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It might go back to, or it might just go to something so crazy. That, I think it goes to like where we're all just like we work for we pick a corporation, and we're just their entertainer.
I think we
become the entertainer.
The only thing left is some sort of like neo-feudal. We're going to have a king, and it'll probably be some sort of religious king. I don't know if we're living a caliphate. They don't really seem like they're winning, I guess.
I don't think caliphate will happen in our time, but probably I could certainly see
probably a Mormon king is where we're headed.
Some type of Mormon king, like a clean cut, kind of in shape.
He's like a Mitt Romney king.
Mitt Romney king.
But it would be like Mitt Romney's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney would be the queen.
It'll be a gay Mormon king.
Be
a gay Mormon king.
Yeah, if I had to bet on the future of the country.
Looking at everything the way it's moving. Kind of a gay Mormon king, Apple Watch.
Yeah, right.
Tech savvy.
Yeah, right.
Smart.
Yeah.
Proficient at several different sports.
Yeah.
We watch him play them.
Right, an MMA style gay Mormon.
Yeah, he fought in MMA. He's gay.
And anyone can be the king if you can beat him at tickle fighting.
Yes, and good luck.
Yeah, right.
Good luck.
This guy's the master.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Rogan will never die. I know that. I know no matter what happens, Rogan will be the constant.
Wouldn't it be crazy if he just dropped dead tomorrow? What kind of shock that would do?
It would be shocking to a lot of people. It might usher in like a level of debauchery, like all these guys who are like going to the gym and like eating, whatever they're eating. I mean, you might just see like all of these guys just eating cake, becoming fat, becoming like feminine and fat.
Yeah.
Like imagine all these UFC guys kind of running the other way, all these bro guys. The guys that go out for, as the stupid New York Times called it, bro makasi. Like
Wait, what is this?
They're just trying to say now that like Rogan's made sushi a masculine meal, which it's always been. It's always been.
Yeah.
It's never been like, no one's ever been like, I'm going to have sushi, and somebody goes, what are you?
Is that a Rogan thing? Is sushi?
Well, he loves this sushi place that he's made really popular.
But
in
everybody
Austin.
likes sushi. I mean,
I know, but they keep. This is why the New York Times has written this article now where they're like, men are eating sushi together. It's retarded.
He's probably worn shirts more than
of course.
And it's like, well,
they're trying everything they try to do is to try to make it like a problem.
There's only like 10 types of food.
No,
that you can have and go out and have, and sushi's one of the 10.
But it's like it's the new article is called Bro Makasi, and they're like, men are embracing sushi.
Is that a Japanese word? Is that a pun?
Yeah, it's a pun. They're like, it used to. Omakase, obviously sushi, but they're like, it used to be steakhouses. Now, if you want to close deals or go out with your bros, it's sushi. So I think if he died tomorrow, you might see a lot of people just become like fat and gay.
Yeah, I feel like people would react to it like more like a. Like a building had collapsed rather than a person had died.
Yeah, well, it would be 9/11 again. Like it wouldn't. There would be no explanation that would suffice.
There would be no culprit.
There'd be no, but there would on the internet.
Yeah,
there would be a discussion.
You ever think about